The Stanleyville Mutinies, also known as the Katangese Mutinies, and the Mercenaries Revolt occurred in two phases, the first being in 1966 and the second one taking place in 1967. They were both caused by news about former President Moise Tshombe and were opposed by Mobutu Sese Seko's regime, which was against having mercenaries under the Congo's employment following the end of the Simba Rebellion. The first mutiny broke out in 1966 after rumors spread that Moise Tshombe was returning from his exile from the Congo in Spain. 2,000 former Katangese gendarmes mutinied in July 1966 against Sese Seko's rule for discriminating against former Katangese soldiers despite their loyalty to the Congo during the Simba Rebellion. The joint mercenary and gendarmes force seized control of the city of Stanleyville and killed several ANC officers, including Joseph Damien Tshatsi, the commander responsible for the Congolese police operations against Katanga in 1963. Along with several hundred mercenaries, the several thousand Katangese would be defeated by government forces. Following their suppression by Mobutu, the gendarmes fled to Angola as Mobutu criminalized them and referred to them as mercenaries and an irregular fighting force. However, some would return for the second mutiny a year later. Jean Schreime was a Belgian mercenary who fought for Katanga during the Congo crisis. He then fought for the Congolese government against the Simbas during the Simba Rebellion for Moise Tshombe. However, after Mobutu seized power in the Congo, Schreime heard rumors that Mobutu planned on dissolving any mercenary forces left in the Congo in June of 1967, as Mobutu had despised the mercenaries, the gendarmes, and others who had been classified as mercenaries, as Mobutu indiscriminately classified all of his enemies as mercenaries. This was in stark contrast with Tshombe's regime, which was pro-mercenary, as the mercenaries were consistently militarily successful against the Simbas. At the same time, Tshombe's plane was en route to the Congo but was hijacked on June 30th and landed in Algiers, where Tshombe would be held prisoner. For Schreime, this was a sign that he was fighting for the wrong side, and on the 3rd of July 1967, he began to lead an uprising in Toshopo province against Mobutu, along with his fellow mercenaries Bob Denard and Jerry Purin. According to Purin, the uprising was part of their plan to restore Tshombe to power, but it was derailed by the hijacking. The mercenaries had planned to move south and link up with Katangese exiles in Angola. Gunrunner and mercenary pilot Jack Malik supplied Schreime's forces with the weapons that they needed. This led to the second mercenary mutiny, kicking off on July 5th, 1967, and it was led by Schreime following the news coming out that Tshombe's plane was hijacked and was forced to land in Algiers. 10 Commando ANC launched surprise attacks on Stanleyville, Bukavu, and Kindu on the morning of the 5th. The attack was poorly executed and killed hundreds of Congolese soldiers and their families, leading to the Congolese executing 30 mercenaries who had not at all been involved in the coup attempt or mutiny. Schreime was able to hold Bukavu for 7 weeks and managed to defeat all ANC forces that were sent to retake the town. The ANC suffered from a lack of artillery and was frustrated and demotivated over continuous losses. By accident, some ANC T-28 flying missions even attacked some of their own troops instead of Schreime's mercenaries or other forces. The shortages of ammunition were a major problem for the ANC, but also for Schreime's forces, who suffered from even greater shortages of ammunition as they expected support from abroad, and that failed to arrive. On the 4th of November 1967, the ANC launched an all-out assault on the mercenary positions in Bukavu. After a day of fighting, Schreime, his mercenaries, and the Katangese forces retreated towards the bridge crossings into Rwanda. The next morning, the rear guard successfully crossed the bridge. Once in Rwanda, Schreime and his followers were disarmed and interned by the Rwandan authorities, who refused extradition by Mobutu. Additionally, Tshombe would die in prison under mysterious circumstances in 1969. During this withdrawal into Rwanda, Bob Denard led a diversionary raid with ex-gendarmes who crossed from Angola to Katanga and occupied Kisenge and Muchacha before being defeated by the ANC. In the Congo, the ANC killed many gendarme leaders in reprisal raids against former gendarmes. At the end of the mutinies, the gendarmes went to Angola and fought in the War of Independence for the Portuguese. Afterwards, they participated in the Angolan Civil War, fighting for the People's Republic of Angola. The Katangese Tigers and Congolese National Liberation Front were formed with ex-gendarmes who fought against Mobutu's government, which renamed the Congo to Zaire. In Shaba I and Shaba II, conflicts as well as in the Battle of Kolwezi. Did you know about the Stanleyville Mutinies before this video? Are there other aspects that I should have expanded upon? Do you have any other video suggestions? Feel free to write in the comments, and thank you for watching.